Great book. One thing I really learned from it that I would like to share with you today, and it's to understand the difference between your mind and your consciousness. Because when you say my mind is all over the place, it's actually not true, it's not correct. And in this meditation, you can learn how to really understand the difference between your mind and your consciousness. So you would just have to sit down and relax, take a few minutes, and go through the meditation with me. So sit down comfortable. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Now, close your eyes and remember the last time you were at a wedding or at a party. And now try to remember as much details as possible and have your eyes closed the entire time. Try to remember what socks you were wearing, who was smiling, who was in a good mood, what food was being eaten, what color was the floor. Just remember as many details as possible. And I'll give you 30 seconds about, and then I'll be back. As many details as possible. All right, now I think you should have thought of a bunch of details. Now open your eyes just for a second. Look at the space you're in and close your eyes immediately again. And now as you have your eye closed the entire time now again, try to remember every detail that's around you. What color is the floor? Is there a chair? Is there a table? How high are the ceilings? Just the space you're in right now. Try to remember as many details as possible. And then in about 20-30 seconds, I'll come back to you. All right, so now you can open your eyes again. And now, while you were thinking about the wedding or the party, where was this room that you're in right now? Where was it? It didn't even really exist, didn't it? And when you were thinking about the space you're in, where was the party? Where was the wedding? It also didn't exist at that time, right? So what happened was that you were moving with your consciousness inside your mind. So your consciousness, and you were thinking about the wedding. So you went to the wedding with your consciousness inside your mind. And you were then looking at the wedding and all the details, and everything else, the entire universe did not exist in that moment because your consciousness was completely at the wedding. Now then you decided to go somewhere else with your consciousness in your mind and to observe the space you're in. And in that moment, the wedding didn't exist, nothing else existed. You were just remembering everything you saw here. And a great analogy he used here in the book was, you can imagine your mind like a cave. And inside the cave, there's images representing memories like the wedding. And your consciousness is like a flashlight. And you're in the cave, and now you're going with a flashlight, and now you're gonna put light, your consciousness, to the wedding, the party. And while you're shining with a spotlight inside the cave, your mind, you're shining at the memory, you can't see the other things because you can really only observe one thing at a time. And what we do often with being so distracted, we're just kind of, our consciousness is like this flashlight in your own mind, just shining everywhere at so many, like here and there and there and there and there, and then we're so, thinking about so many things. And where the energy goes, where the consciousness goes, energy flows. One more time. Where your consciousness goes, energy flows. And now the energy is your emotion. So if you're thinking about the wedding and it was a really great wedding, you had a really great time, the energy is going to follow and you're going to feel an emotion that's going to be a positive emotion. But now we're going to take that flashlight, your consciousness, within your mind and shine it somewhere else, maybe to a memory where you feel pain. Maybe it's your ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. And now you're shining, you're giving your consciousness, paying attention to that memory within your mind, and the energy follows. So meaning you're now gonna feel heavily. And that's a really good exercise to understand. And then when you're, for instance, thinking about something that makes you feel bad, you can be like, aha, I'm doing this now. I'm putting my consciousness now to this memory, and that's why I feel this way. But what if I then just shift my attention to somewhere else? That won't even exist anymore. Of course, that's easier said than done, but with attention to it and actually practicing it, you're definitely gonna be able to improve the skill of controlling your consciousness, really. So this is a great book. I can suggest it to anyone who wants to understand how important it is to being able to really focus, to have 1 hour to read a book. If you want to read a book, to have the ability to open it up and read for 1 hour, not taking your phone and not just full concentration. 1 hour reading a book, or if it's dancing, studying, doesn't matter, but having the ability to really focus is so powerful. With 1 hour focus, you can do what you usually do over the entire day, but with this distracted focus. So I hope that helped you and gave you a little insight about the difference between your mind and your consciousness, and the energy being your emotion. And so have a good day, and I would love to know that you've gained something from using that technique. Bye-bye.